Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then.
Okay,
So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
he seems to be guiding it more than last time, which is strange. First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. The dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have
What's
been?
that one?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting.
Dumbass.
That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Oh wait, no, I think
Poor
it might be iron
Chihiro.
pipe, because if I'm trying to point out a contradiction, the weapon had to be at the scene of the crime. There was something with a blood stain on it. Yeah, okay.
Chihiro's, it appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting.
Damn, I
That
missed.
certainly would.
Poor Chihiro.
Oops. Crap.
Chihiro's, it appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of
Blunt instrument.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Nuh-uh. Dumbass.
No, that's wrong.
Can
This
we
music's
agree
so
that the
good.
object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime?
Obviously.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
So that should automatically narrow out a couple of possibilities, because, like, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but I don't feel like that seems like a very heavy dumbbell, so I think it has to be a guy, right? My money's still on Byakuya. I think he killed Chihiro, and because he had all the evidence about Genocide Jack, so he could frame it as Genocide Jack killing. That's my guess.
And the wound on the victim's head
That's
is
why he killed,
consistent
'cause
with the
he's
shape
like
of the
convinced
dumbbell.
that he could convince everybody else that it was Genocide Jack.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so
What do you expect her to do?
creepy!
She's trying to survive. Of course she's gonna look at the wound itself. Or dumb.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here.
No.
Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already
Yeah,
quite clear.
sure, buddy. Of course you want to push it to be Genocide Jack.
What?
That's what the killer
For
would
real?
say.
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
No, you are. I swear to God, if I'm right about this, if he killed Chihiro and he made it look like Genocide Jack's thing, because he was in the library and he had the power outlet that was used to hang her up, and he also admitted himself that he had prior knowledge about Genocide Jack's cases, and he was also reading through the archive stuff. He would know exactly how to do it. I think Byakuya killed Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? New element has been added. Sure. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reaction. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep these white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of with the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright. Genocide Jack case file. Alright.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean,
Oops.
come on! There's just no proof for it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
Alright. The thing Byakuya showed me in the archive, one look at that and anyone would be convinced. It shows that this was the work of Genocide Jack.
The culprit is...
Genocide Jack. Case closed.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes...
Well, I mean, there's just
No proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
what?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case
God, I love
in
Byakuya
exceeding
so much, but I
detail.
really hope he's the killer.
According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No.
Why couldn't Hifumi have
It's
just died
actually
instead of
bloodlust.
Chihiro?
But more important is the other characteristic.
Never made public?
Oops.
What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Never made public. The suspended pose, right? If I'm not mistaken, it has something to do with the positioning of the body. Yeah, how the
I got
victim is
it!
positioned, because they were like
Apparently,
they're
in every
crucified.
Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
And Byakuya.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
I don't think
Yes,
that's true.
in fact, it's Toko.
What?
What?
Yeah, that's what?
Genocide Jack's true identity
But isn't
is Toko Fukawa.
what? I thought Genocide Jack was a guy.
You lie!
That's, I mean, Toko's acting weird, but it's just like I felt like maybe Toko was just something with writing, like writing about Genocide Jack. I don't know.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is
Chemophobia?
afraid
Is
of
that
blood?
right?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Oh my god, it's the split personality thing.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Yeah, hemophobia is the fear of blood. It's a riddle for sure, but it feels like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? DID. Dissociative identity disorder or something. What? What fucking... Huh? I'm assuming it has to be a vowel? No? Is it an I? What word is this? Schizo? Is it schizo? It is schizo.
Now I understand.
What? I don't think schizophrenia causes
Is it
dissociative
because
identity
Genocide Jack
disorder.
has a split personality?
Huh?
Schizophrenia.
I think I read that somewhere in the file too.
Genocide
They
Jack
thought
has
that the suspect
schizophrenia.
might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity
That's
disorder.
that's not a schizophrenia though.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's
Sir, yes,
strange
sir.
behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality has to do with her behavior. Your behavior
I got
changed because your tongue stuck out. You went.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Meow, meow, meow. I'm fine, I'm fine. Yeah. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? Yeah. She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko
Girl,
trapped herself
if you
in
want
her
to prove
room,
him wrong, defend
it's
yourself.
because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I guess that makes sense with the I won't let Genocide Jack have control.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko
Okay.
was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech,
Oh,
Toko and I
she's
had a
obsessed
strange
with him.
conversation.
Her tsundere
She
ass.
told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a
Trepidation?
bleak attitude. Isn't that right,
Damn.
Toko?
Look at this dude's lexicon.
This is all a lie.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Damn.
What?
That's a short trial, I guess.
You
I still feel like
promised.
she's just the
I
red
can't
herring. I still feel like it's
believe you
Byakuya.
lied.
Because he's like leading this
You
whole
have
thing.
only yourself to blame. You
'Cause, like,
came to me
that
with
just
your
gives even more
tragic
reason,
little
'cause, like,
story. I
after-
didn't ask you to.
After he found out about Toko's story, he realized, oh, I can kill somebody and pin it on Toko because she's a serial killer. And if I just make it look like her crime scene, it'll just be a copycat killer, and then everybody will think it was her.
This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill
Yeah,
anyone.
I'm like not 85% sure it's Byakuya.
But in spite of that promise,
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise, but don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a
Celeste
disappointment.
has the exact same reaction as I do.
hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left
Celeste
is to
loves
hear
some
from the
good
person
tea,
in
doesn't
question
she?
directly.
Some good drama. I love Celeste has to be like my favorite character.
Person, you don't mean.
I didn't even comment on that crazy sprite that Toko had. Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second... Is it Genocide Jack? Ew.
Well, hello there.
Oh.
Is it me you were hoping to see?
Bitch, put your tongue back in your mouth, you dirty ass motherfucker. Bitch ass tongue. Put that shit away. Nobody wants to see that.
What
Maybe
the
Hifumi
heck?
wants to see that.
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Jack! Or better yet, let's go with
She looks,
Genocide
she looks like
Jill!
that one snake guy from Naruto.
What the fuck is this?
I forgot his name.
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
She's so intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know.
I was just like so bland
Just
sounding.
like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or
God, shut
behind
the
every
fuck up.
dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Oh. This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then, it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link
You can't be
me
talking,
to that
you're a pedophile.
creepazoid! And another thing,
Weirdo.
the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Wow, this game's so realistic. I mean, same shit's happening right now.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
Why is she like so philosophical?
Just kidding again!
I guess not.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should
What's
be
the
no
motive?
doubt.
A motive?
Yeah, what motive is there?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone
Oh.
didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that
90%
side of
sure it's
herself
Byakuya
exposed.
now.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Maybe. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. Sorry, I have hiccups.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
Wait, let me think. We're put on the same way mounted to a wall. Okay, I guess there's nothing there. Your hands are done by rope. Okay. I think that's the right one.
Give it up. You killed her.
Give it up. You killed her. Okay, I have to just focus on remembering Chihiro's body. That must have the answer. That should prove that What? That should prove that what he said isn't quite right.
Sorry, but I didn't kill.
You say that, but do you really expect?
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past, the modus operandi matches
No,
completely.
it doesn't.
No,
Scissors.
that's wrong.
Scissors. There's scissors. She uses scissors, right? Yeah, scissors.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
She used scissors to
Oh,
pin
you
them up,
don't
right?
know? Well then, human garbage,
Yep,
let
yep,
me
yep.
tell you!
That guy was human garbage. Yeah,
I
it's the
murder with
scissors.
passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular
28
way of
stab
doing
wounds.
things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using
Chef
ragu or Chef
Boyardee.
Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me
That guy on the
rephrase
left
that
looks so joyous.
in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between one photos of the other. Look at the neck and the stomach. Here you'll see the question. The victim's fatal
I got
injury.
it.
They use scissors.
For
Or,
one,
I guess she
the cause
uses
of death is
scissors.
different.
Sort of blunt force.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all
Look
the
at Ken
victims were
Harada.
killed the
He
same
looks so
way.
happy in the top left.
According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Ooh, I mean, I think I'm warming up the genocide Jill. She likes pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
Nah, I like it. It's fun.
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other genocide Jack cases, all the victims were stabbed through their hands. Here you'll see the clear difference. What was used to suspend them?
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her?
Yeah, it's the extension
They
cord
used
from the
some
lamp.
kind of rope to hang her up by her
Library, right?
wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor sharps.
Yeah, I get that.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
Hey.
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are
Big
you
Mac?
referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
There is?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. There's a pattern surrounding the genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. If you look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is, I think I figured it out. Was her friend? Was her? No, wait. Yeah,
I got it!
Yeah, okay.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
I'm not reading that again.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
Ew.
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it.
Me too, though. Me too.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line! That's the absolute reality of the one and only!
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
Of course.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal, and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Hold on. There is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. Yes.
Here's my answer.
Yes!
Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying
No comment?
Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all.
Ew.
Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
Utter trash.
I see. So now the suspicion
He's gonna call us
falls on
trash
me.
or something.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
Oh yeah, he didn't know exactly where it was. He's like, let's check out the girls' locker room first. And the locker rooms. They're suspicious, very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker room. Let's start with the girls' locker room. Yeah, he knew exactly where it
You wanted to go to the girls'
was.
locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Yes.
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
But how would you have known the victim before it happened, unless if you didn't kill them?
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Hifumi, you have 2 brain cells and they're both horny. I don't want to hear it from you ever
Okay
again.
then. What's so strange about it? Go ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. New element? Yes. Next we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or a contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll have to use your keen wits, won't you? I don't have those. In this case, though, it will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Okay, so I need to use a flashback. Okay. Make your argument.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
Shut up.
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
Oops, I didn't mean to shoot that.
What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Shut up. Okay, yeah. Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realized there's a clear contradiction to it because it doesn't make sense how he could have known before we even found it. Okay. Yep.
So, you said but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's unnatural.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
So of course I would. There was no time. What's so strange? I wish you'd taken me with you.
Yeah.
So, you said Byakuya was acting
kind of weird before we found the body.
Huh? Don't scare me like that. Makes me think something weird is going on. What?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's unnatural.
The victim was Chihiro.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
I got it backwards. Okay.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed.
Is he gonna argue something?
But your reasoning is still too weak.
He's gonna argue something like, "Oh, I did a head count and I realized I only didn't know that there's only a possibility that a girl was dead."
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
I guess he's saying there's more because he could just call it a coincidence. What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it.
Thank you,
We
Kyoko?
just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack
rope.
incidents. The
Or
proof you're looking for is
Most
hidden
obviously
in there.
the extension cable.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders, the evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be? It's the rope. It's the rope. Or extension cable, which is what it is. Just call it the extension cable.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again?
Please explain it.
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
Yes.
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Yep.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, there's still one more, but whatever.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say...
Extension
that
cable?
extension cord?
Oh, cord.
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
But realistically, how would he have gotten into the girls' locker room if there was the Gatling gun?
Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened.
I'm so confused.
So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
I don't disagree with not Okay, hold on. I don't disagree, so that means she agrees. with not disagreeing. So she agrees with agreeing. So she agrees that Byakuya is the
calling this
killer.
a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think...
Huh? Do we really
I think we need to talk about this a little
We've
more.
already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean, can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? Wait, what did he say? No, I don't think so. There's something off about what he said. Genocide Jack's presence, the extension cord. The scene of the crime?
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
I do? Hey Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up until now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys and girls' locker rooms? What is this one? The carpet in the boys' locker room was found with a brownish stain on it. The poster featured a big... Is it the posters?
I got it!
Oh!
Proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was
a big-breasted swimsuit
picture
model.
Of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Probably.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was, because the boys' locker room had a brown stain on it.
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were... But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
But wait, this is implying that Chihiro was killed in the boys' locker room then. But that still doesn't make sense because Chihiro was a girl. And the gun would have shot her as soon as she walked into the boys' locker room or tried to.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room
See,
in
this
the
is
first
this
place?
is why Celeste is the GOAT. She's asking the real questions.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Me too, Celeste. Me too.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Is it, what's it called? The tablets? Yeah.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Hold on a second.
What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
He actually formed a thought. That's crazy. Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room. But when we found Leon's handbook in the main hall, there's no doubt that it was. In which case, can we really say that she used it?
Is it really? Could Chihiro really have got?
She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't. She used the thing that.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook.
No, that's wrong.
Yes.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible.
I'm just impressed you formed an actually decent idea, though.
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said.
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was good in the girls' locker room and Byakuya's the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
Huh?
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
Yeah, what?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Let me think. Brain blast moment. Let's think. How do you get in the boys' locker room normally? Holy shit. Chihiro was a guy.
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
That'd be crazy if that's actually real.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations.
I mean, there might be some just obscure thing I'm not thinking of, but like, if it really is just Chihiro as actually a guy. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... She's just still... She or he, I
Girls'
don't
locker
know.
room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want me to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
That's why you're the goat, Sakura.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Dish, why you gotta be so mysterious? Just tell us.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Holy shit, I was right.
Ah, I see. So she was
You're too casual about
actually
this.
a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
Confirm? So you're saying you were suspicious about it?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Shut up.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh, now I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of...
Back to the courtroom and get to the trial.
Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy, the thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female
What
body.
the fuck does that mean?
This is a most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? What?
What? But aren't
Dog, this
you
is
the
so
one who accused him
confusing.
in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery.
I mean, that's true.
The way
but
he's
is that
acting,
enough?
it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
Okay, so he tampered with the crime scene to make it look like Genocide Jack did it, but he wanted to be caught?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's only one thing we can be sure about, that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is... Sorry. The killer has to be a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the body's locker room, you would need a boy's handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. That's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Celeste account. Okay.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
I mean, Celeste
Well,
did see Chihiro.
Clues are one thing, but
That's not.
did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Okay, so it's that one. I
And
have
it's
to
not
hit.
like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Yay! No! Not game over!
Ew. No, as a matter of fact, there is an eyewitness account regarding Chihiro. She has more information about that.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to... Well,
Did nobody get... I'm sure someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim. Yeah. All we need right now.
It's over. You want to know who saw...
The killer! And no...
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, alright. So is it gonna be like... I'm so
I believe
confused.
someone else
I have
did
no
see
idea
the
who it
victim before
is.
he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto?
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Girl boss.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Who was
What a
Chihiro
marvelous
even close with?
friendship.
I have no
The
idea.
point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Okay, I guess. Let me think who I can narrow it down to. Okay, so we have no girls, and it can't be Byakuya, so it has to be Hifumi, clairvoyant guy, Yasuhiro, Mondo, Taka, and it can't be me, so it's those four. I'm not forgetting any guys, right? I don't think so.
Huh?
You know who the
It
killer
was
is.
Leon!
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
It'd be really funny if Hifumi killed Chihiro, because he's like, oh my god, you're not a girl? Fuck you! And he just fucking beats his head in, sorry.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Like they have matching colored jackets, I guess?
Perhaps.
Or matching
Let's
jackets?
explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow it's really hard to believe. Is it gonna be some kind of thing of like, oh, which of the guys have the same colored track jacket or same style track jacket as Chihiro?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Damn!
He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was
Yeah,
wearing.
that's what I'm thinking.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
Wait,
I have a white tracksuit, personally.
hold on. Hold on. The same blue tracksuit? But I don't... Celeste didn't say anything about the color of it, did she? On the night of the murder, right before nighttime, Chihiro spotted leaving the warehouse. It seems she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. Presumably, she was on her way to exercise, but the clothes were not found at the crime scene. Celeste had not told anyone other than Makoto. So nobody else should know it was a blue tracksuit.
I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to
Oh my
figuring
God.
out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
She's right. What he just said now is really odd. How did he know something like that?
First of all, he was on his way, so next
Oh
week,
my
why
God.
did he choose this?
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one.
So, what?
The killer was wearing the same blue
No, that's
Oh my
wrong.
God. My jaw is a...
Hold on
what?
a second, Mondo.
My jaw is
What did you
wide
just say?
open. What the fuck?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into his duffel bag, and then I assumed he headed off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you?
Oh my
You just-
God.
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
I'm at a loss for words. Oh my God.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Oh my
Because
God.
I just...
Lucky guess.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
Though then why didn't he tell anybody else about that?
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility. Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Ew, I don't like what she's doing
Just
with her
by
tongue.
chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
But didn't Celeste say that he stuffed it into the duffel bag?
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
Yeah, she stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I
Freudian
understand.
slip, I
Because
think.
all your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However,
I'm starting to like Kyoko now.
Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way he was acting?
There
No.
was a certain turning point that tipped. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as Dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew
What?
something we didn't.
Dude, what the hell? That's...
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively
the ultimate
frightful.
witch.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
That's not a good reaction.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
I mean, you're a biker. Just kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on...
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly
Oh,
come.
holy shit. I forgot he did say something about finding a big
That's
piece
what
of
my little
evidence.
ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez,
Just
does your
say it,
confidence just get
jeez.
up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Found it on the ground? Right? Then it must belong to... Chihiro?
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
What?
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall for all your
Where's
confidence.
this going?
That is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbooks break? There's only one possibility. By hitting his weak point? Because Monokuma said something about a weak point,
You already told us
right?
before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip. But I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Somebody found out what that weak spot was.
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness.
Yeah.
You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
Oh, the sauna!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, 'cause I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees.
Oh my... It's
Strange
the
how you
Monokuma
don't
theater
get
song.
Burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates,
Oh my
it
god.
creates a
It's
cooling layer of air
Wait,
around your skin.
Then... Wait. How could it be the sauna? How would... Did Mondo have his handbook on him? Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay. Stretch, but hear me out. What if the broken handbook in the mailbox isn't Leon's, it's Mondo's, that he broke when he did his contest with, what's it called? With Taka, because he kept his clothes on, right? So he could have had his handbook with him in that, and it broke. So what he did, he put the handbook away and he took Leon's, because Leon's dead. So he wouldn't get punished for taking it. Then, after blah blah blah, everything goes through, he takes Chihiro's handbook and throws it in the sauna to hide the fact that she was actually a he. And then switches everything around by borrowing Sayaka or Junko's handbook, switches the crime scenes around, put Sayaka or Junko's handbook back, and yeah, oh my god.
If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
I've never been in a sauna, but I've always wanted to.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? It had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was you!
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Have him show us his handbook. Like, wouldn't that clear everything up? Oh my god.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Yeah, what if the broken e-handbook was actually Mondo's? I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during their sauna showdown. If I can't just prove that, then I will show that the handbook Mondo has must actually be.
Let's test
If what he says you broke your own handbook.
Nope.
In other words,
Shit.
if Mondo's hand, then that proves.
Well, my
Goddamn handbook works just...
No, that's wrong.
Hey, show us the handbook, man. Show us.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Yay, closing arguments. Okay. Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse with a duffel bag and... That one? How do I move again? Oh, like that. Yeah, okay. Stuffs it away. And, Chihiro walks in. Uses... No, wait. There's something everyone has that you need to get into the locker room. Handbook. Which locker room did Chihiro go in? The boys. Went in there. Talking. The weapon the killer used was... that. Came up behind Chihiro. As a merchant placed some blood splatter onto something. The poster. No. The hammer. Or the dumbbell. Drops. Panic. Disguise the truth. The killer switched around the carpet as something else. Oh wait. Hold on. As the murder attack, blood splatter onto something, didn't it? Blood splattered onto that. Killer switched around the carpet as if it was something else. Disguise the truth, the killer switched around the carpet as some... Wait. As well as something else, the poster. Which locker room did the killer move to? Girls. The killer took something from the other locker room and switched it at the scene of the crime. Hanging up the poster. Byakuya comes in. What was it that Byakuya brought to the murder scene? It could have only been that. Regard the scene. What did he use to disguise what had happened? Wrote that. Where did the killer go after they were done? Sauna to break the handbook. When the handbook got thrown into sauna, what else happened to it? I'm assuming it's the only other handbook one left, right?
Here's exactly what happened.
I don't think this is all right, is it?
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
God, how long does this take?
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
I can't believe you would do that. That's just... Ugh.
Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
No, I didn't lay my reasoning out right. Yeah, I don't know what this last... I think it could be... Is it the door closing? Is it that one?
The killer is... you! And around the same time that the killer, having there...
Okay, what else is there? It's not the dumbbell. What is this?
The killer is...
I don't know
you!
what that is.
And around the killer there...
I guess that's right.
And just as the killer somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna.
That doesn't look like a handbook, though. It looked like the letter from, the library.
And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Yeah. Wait. No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof.
Dude, it's
without any proof.
Very
you
much
can't pin any
evident.
of this on.
Evidence that Mondo's the killer, that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. Yeah, but, oh no, the rhythm game. Fever time and... I'm not saying that other word. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the button at random, you won't miss. So you can push right mouse, left mouse, right mouse, left mouse, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But that only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so that make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it won't be fair if you got access to the special time, right? So we've also prepared something called some other thing time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates that other time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the button in rhythm. If you want to activate fever time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action's difficult to set to gentle, your opponent won't use the other time. Okay, then good luck, have fun.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False.
If I just alternate right and left click, it's like impossible to lose this.
I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen.
Voting
I
out
refute
combo.
you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen.
Final strike.
Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
There's your evidence.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Is he admitting it?
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Oh no. Hooray, hey.
Bro? Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Oh my god.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around?
Is it bad I just don't care? I mean, I don't care about Mondo. I don't really like him.
Will you
as a
make the
character.
right
He's
choice
kind of
or
boring.
the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Like, if I had to decide, I think he'd probably be like bottom 5 characters for me. He just is so bland. Huh. I guess it does kind of make sense that he killed somebody because you got like some actual character development in this. Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Owada. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
Sorry. Seriously? That's all you have to say? Or are you apologizing? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time, it's the sad story of 2 men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit this control key to fast forward the text. I want to hear. Anyways, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy? He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further and further into that weakness, to take on that fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him. It was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear, instead it only grew stronger and stronger. Oh my god.
Weak, 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 weak.
This is so sad. Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter what the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. That hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But...
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Knowingly, he used the thread of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm gonna get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action, and so... That day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body, but sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person in secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were, so Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to be. I think there's better men that you could aspire to be. No offense. Yes, offense. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise that he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? What do you mean? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep a secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so... He tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then Mondo did all of that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd always killed. Who he had killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
Dude, what could have been that bad that you killed somebody for it? That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. That's what I'm saying. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing, it's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you that embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did? What? He killed his own brother? Huh? Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother was named Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo even ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. Before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number 1 in the gang, and his number 2, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy, but when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's every soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Could someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why
I
gotta get stronger than Daya. Once, just one time, no matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, oh my god. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Stay gold, Mondo boy. Cause it's the team, you and me put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident, and as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear it would have no problem shedding light on a secret. Mondo killed his own brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why I, Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head flipped up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him, and right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Huh? Because, I mean, you kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. Want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what, you're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really
What?
am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try back. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him, and that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making
What?
fun of me? I'm strong, and you're fucking with me right now.
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Why did you have to
you.
tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just
No,
wanted
no,
to...
I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a
And stronger
bitch.
than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was lying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell on my head, and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Oh my god. Hey. I killed him.
I killed Chihiro.
I killed Chihiro.
Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always... And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him. You see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead. Say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want, is what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now, because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The Blacken that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then,
I
I prepared
prepa-
a very special punishment.
For Mondo Hawada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait, what?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Okay, this is gonna make me seem like an asshole, but like, I really don't care that Mondo's dying. I'm not gonna say I'm glad about it, but like, I'm just indifferent. Monokuma also has the, I think it's called a pompadour. I don't know. The Diamond is Unbreakable JoJo's haircut. Whatever that guy's name. Josuke or something? I forgot. I don't know. What's even gonna happen to him? Oh, it's like one of the cages that, like the carnivals have. What the hell? This is just confusing. Did he just like evaporate into nothing? He got turned into butter? What? Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace? It can't be. My brother? You met him like, what, like a week ago? Another murder, and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. That was loud. As Taka's sad screams invade our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, he had to. I mean, Taka's voice actor's pretty good at the screams. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Naturally. Of course I do, because the game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you, but I don't have a response except that.
However...
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. God, you're such a pretentious asshole, but I love it. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignore the nighttime rule too? The rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What?
What, you mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed, but if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought I would liven things up. You did all of that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But...
Damn, man. If we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point, of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eyes. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become Blackened, I know who I'll have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason? Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next?
You
like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair is not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself?
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck? Damn it!
Good grief. I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor. And then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh,
The noble
how
son of a noble family.
exciting.
Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
For which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up!
So cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trashy mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Timper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom and the curtain closed in the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, and it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. Why is he playing Cat's
Well,
Cradle?
anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask
As
you.
long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean?
Ooh.
Is that why there's 16 podiums? Because there's just a 16th... Oh, is the 16th person the mastermind?
My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything. Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
What? I'm so confused. All this does is just leave me with more questions than answers. The end of chapter 2. Well, thank y'all for watching, and yep, I'm saved. I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.